welcome to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This week, I'm joined by my friends Naomi, Annie, Conrad and Henry for Jason Statham's Big Vacation, a one-page role-playing game created by game designer Grant Howat. The aim of Jason Statham's Big Vacation is very simple. Jason Statham, international movie star, is on his holidays. But his own impulsive nature and the intentions of his rival, the Wesley Sniper, could ruin everything. It's up to a skilled team of operatives, paid for by the management, to ensure that he has a great time. Jason Statham's Big Vacation is available as a pay-what-you-want-for product on the Rowan, Rook and Descartes website. That's rowanrookanddescartes.com. You can find out more information about Grant's other projects and one-shots on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/GSHowat. I'll add links to Grant's Patreon on the What Am I Rolling website and in this episode's show notes. As Jason Statham's Big Vacation breaks up quite nicely into distinct sections, I'll go into a quick overview for each section before each part of the one-shot. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, let's start with picking a character class. There are 4 different characters in the main version. Lawyer, who specialises in law, spin doctor, and eye for detail. Tour guide, who specialises in local knowledge, follow me, and extreme sports. Private security, who specialises in these hands are weapons. These weapons are also weapons. And extraction. And finally, agent, who specialises in Statham law, failed actor, and narcotics. Each character starts with 3 stability and 0 adrenaline. Players also get to roll for their hidden desires. See if you can guess who got what. Jason Statham, international movie star, is on his holidays, but his own impulsive nature and the intentions of his rivals, the Wesley Sniper, could ruin everything. It is up to you, a skilled team of operatives paid for by his management, to ensure that he has a great time. I think we'll go round and sort of describe maybe like what your name is, what your role is in this sort of group of operatives, and maybe a quick description about them as well.
Hi, I'm Naomi, and I am playing Kaylee. And Kaylee has a large number of vowels and consonants in her name that cannot be described. And she is the tour guide. She peaked in high school, and now she's trying to reclaim that glory by working for a celebrity.
Fantastic.
Hi, I'm Henry, and I'm going to be playing Eddie. He's an agent in the biz, as it were, who I feel like he is paying everyone else's salary. He's the one who's trying to make sure Statham is having a good time, acting as his assistant, but he doesn't like that job at all. But he has to keep Statham happy for the upcoming movie, Untitled Statham Project 3.
Okay. Brilliant.
Hi, I'm Annie. I am playing Blake Lenko, a lawyer who is here to just try and smooth over any potential complications on a holiday. Perpetually dressed in a proper suit, carrying a briefcase, huge moustache. Doesn't matter what's going on, he's always in the suit and with the briefcase.
We see him in bed, he's wearing the suit and the briefcase. The briefcase is under his head. In the pool, he's swimming. The briefcase is there.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And finally,
I'm Conrad, and I'm going to be playing Jerry Tex Briggs. He's a man's man. He is the head of security, private security that's been hired. He's this big man. I've put down in my notes he's more shoulders than any other part of his body. He's sort of receding hairline, bolo tie on at all times, and sunglasses as well.
Is he also 7 foot tall?
Yeah.
Is he that kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that Conrad is wearing aviator sunglasses. It's not very bright in here, but he's methoding the shit out of this.
Yeah, I can barely
I'm over
see.
here. And I want you folks to sort of quickly describe the office that you have hired out for your sort of headquarters. Maybe a key feature that each of you sort of put into this office. So we'll go around the opposite way now. So we'll go with Tex.
What sort of is the key thing that you notice about this office that you're in?
Well, first off, it's got all the best security possible. It's got the kind of thing where you've got to have a card key and also do a thumbprint to get through the
best
door.
Security. It's the greatest.
Fully.
You should see my lasers. They're huge.
But, absolutely impeccable security. And I think also he managed to negotiate with Statham, who was on board with the idea, to have a gym corner.
Nice.
Where there's just equipment that hasn't been cleaned in a long while, even though it probably should have been.
I like that. All right, Blake.
So Blake has negotiated to have a desk in the furthest corner away from the gym corner.
So the opposite corner of the room, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
And has made sure to have proper desk organisers there, but that aren't really being used properly anymore. There's just paper everywhere. But the one accessory he's brought with him is a Newton's cradle, pride of place, in the middle of the desk, just for when his inspiration is running low, he'll just let it swing.
I love it. Brilliant. Eddie.
So Eddie's definitely got a desk by the entrance to this apartment that I'm imagining, or this floor of a building.
I'm seeing lots of glass.
Yeah. There's lots of glass. So Eddie paid for this whole thing out of pocket just to make Jason happy, which he's mixed feelings about. And acting as secretary and personal Jason assistant. So his desk is by the door to wave anyone to the correct person within, or to stop them from coming in altogether.
And what did he add to the office?
He paid for it.
Okay, no money.
I'm paying for this. You guys sort it out.
Fantastic.
Kaylee added she's got a added to the waiting area an elaborate plant and water feature. So it's but the water feature's tacky. Mm-hmm. It's covered in tiny babies.
Can you describe it? What does the water feature look like?
Covered in tiny babies.
It's covered in tiny babies. So it's little cheruby things. So it's little cherubs, and one that's got a cupid bow and arrow, and the water's shooting out of it. And then at the bottom, it's got dolphins.
I fully think that my chair by the entrance, where I have to sit all day, is right next to the water feature, and the running water has just started to really piss me off. Just because I'm having to sit there all the time, and I just constantly need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, I was going to say, need a wee.
Yeah.
And I sit the furthest away from the water feature, but I feel it adds to the atmosphere so much.
Is it feng shui as well?
It's feng shui.
There's different lights going around with the moods.
Yeah.
I like that. There are 4 scenes in each game. Before a scene starts, the Statham Master will pick a Statham track which will come under threat during the scene, and the players will pick the other before play will begin. There are 4 tracks in total: Dead, Sad, Arrested, and Bored. Whenever the Statham Master believes that Jason has come closer to these things, so closer to death, closer to boredom, closer to being arrested, and closer to being sad, they will mark D3 points on the relevant track. If the result would then fill the track in question, Statham enters something called Danger Mode. And the scene will then switch to one of the following. Jason Statham is dying. Jason Statham breaks down in tears in the street, leading to a PR disaster. Jason Statham is jailed and must be liberated. Or Jason Statham calls his mum, played by Helen Mirren, to come and pick him up. The players have one chance to avert this disaster and save the holiday, else they'll all be fired. Players can also reduce the Statham tracks with appropriate successful actions. Reduced by 1 for small actions, 2 for a medium action, and 3 for a serious repair job. Alright, so day 1, so you've all sort of gathered.
The lights, the mood lights are a mood ring. And he's like, it's a mood ring, it's just for me, it lights up with my mood. It's not connected to her, it's just in spirit.
Yellow.
I'm really feeling purple today, so that makes sense.
I think that means that the water feature is uplit. And it changes, and it just rolls through a rainbow of colours.
Definitely. Right, so it's the first day. It's a bank holiday weekend, so you're all sort of there, maybe expectantly, it's now 9:05, 9:10, so you're a bit nervous, perhaps a bit worried. And as with all these games, every scene starts with a smash cut, a non sequitur, as Jason wakes up, kicks in the door, and enters, or both. So you're all sort of there, and you hear a noise outside, and it's like, fuck! And then Jason just appears through the wall, bypassing all the security that was there.
Very good.
Alright, champs! I'm ready to start my holiday! Are you guys ready?
What kind of coffee are you looking for this morning, Jason?
Oh, well, and he brings out a list.
I've actually had a look round. I don't want to go away anywhere. I want to stay in London. So I thought today we could go to the Whispering Gallery, you know, in that St Paul's Cathedral.
Oh, the Whispering Gallery?
That's what I just said.
Ah, Jason, you read my mind this morning. I was literally just thinking about how amazing St. Paul's is, and the architecture and just the atmosphere is perfect for where you are right now.
That's what I thought. Thanks.
Should I bring the taser?
I don't know. I've never been to a temple before.
Tex, listen up. Bring the taser, you'll do fine.
All right, I sure
Wait,
think.
Blake, bring your notepad, bring your pen. We'll be good to go.
Sounds about right, yes. Need to make a note of any potential liabilities with that taser, though.
Kaylee, take Mr. Statham over to St. Paul's Cathedral, laddie-da. We'll follow you along shortly.
Should I bring the second taser?
No.
So, we need to discuss tracks. So, the track I've picked for this scene, so the scene is visiting the Whispering Gallery at St Paul's Cathedral. The track is Bored, that I have picked.
Yeah.
So, you have the choice between the three others, which is Dead, Sad, or Arrested.
I know arrested seems palpable.
Yeah, arrested.
Arrested?
Arrested?
We can work our way up to dead.
Yeah. Don't want to start. Don't start with dead.
When a character attempts an action and the Statham Master reckons the outcome is in doubt, they must roll a d12. If it shows 4 or less, the action goes well for them. And on a 1, it goes very well. If it shows more, the action goes badly. And on a 12, it goes very badly. If a character has a skill related to the action in question, they roll equal to or under that skill rating, instead of 4. Now, every time a character rolls a d12, they must also roll a d6 as well. This is the Statham dice. If the Statham dice shows the same number as the d12, Jason has done something unpredictable. If an action goes badly and it was dangerous, the Statham Master may rule that the character is injured or stressed, and they must shift a point from stability into adrenaline. After that, whenever that character needs to roll a d12, they have to add their adrenaline to that roll. If a character's stability hits 0, they die, or go mad, or otherwise rendered unable to help Jason enjoy the rest of his holiday.
So, how are you getting there, Kaylee?
So I actually have like a car service. It's a very ostentatious, like, white long limo with like purple like mood lighting and really thick shag carpets, and it's completely like unusable in London because it's just like the roads are so tiny and they're so jammed. It's like no wait, our limo needs to park in 3 parking spaces.
Having to do 3-point turns around every corner.
And it's fully diesel as well, so
Yeah.
it's horrible fumes. Alright, so you're organising that limo to turn up and then go on its way.
Yeah.
Alright, would you say you're using any of your skills for that one?
I feel like that's kind of local knowledge. Actually, that's follow me.
I was going to say follow me. Local knowledge, you know a limo does not work in London. Yeah, so I'd say use follow me. So if you roll your d12 and a d6, and you need to get 6 or under on the d12.
I got an 11.
Right, so
I like to start strong.
you do start strong. So you're busy sort of organising around, but it looks like all the limos are currently out. It's a bank holiday weekend. All celebrities are having their holidays out, so...
You know what it is? It's Beyonce's fault.
It's Beyonce. What? Why are you talking to me about? Where's my limo?
Oh, so loving the accent.
What accent?
So it's kind of unfortunate, really, but I think it's really going to work out for us. So I have decided we're going to go local, get a little bit of local colour. I'm doing the shoulder like wiggle. Get a little bit of local.
What's wrong
colour.
with your shoulders?
I'm just so excited.
Oh.
And I hail a cab instead.
Alright, use local knowledge for that, so d12 plus d6.
I look forward to fucking this up as well.
So you need to get a 7 or under.
7!
It's that moment you just go, and I'll just hail a local cab, and like 3 of them pull up at once. It's like, yes, it worked. Jason's sort of like, alright. Eddie, are you sure about this one?
You know what? She's the best in the business. She's just very excited to be working with such a star as yourself, Mr. Statham. Now get in the cab. We'll be at the cathedral in no time at all.
I always could trust you, Eddie. The accent goes. And he's so taken aback, and he gets into the black cab with Kaylee. What are you 3 doing then at this point? Eddie, Blake, and Tex. What are you doing?
Eddie's going to pile into the same cab as Mr.
Okay, so
Statham
we
himself.
all chip in. And
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, fine.
so how many seats are there in this cab?
Enough.
I mean, I imagine you go in the front of this cab, and then
Yeah.
Jason, and then Eddie in the back.
there's plenty of seats for all. I didn't know if you
No,
wanted to do something
you
else.
tried to get in the front, and I just like sort of take your arm and pull you out, and then just plonk myself down and just give proper evils to the driver. Just.
And Blake just runs behind.
No, you say 3 cabs pull up. He would rather have a bit of quiet.
Yeah.
You know? So he gets in the one behind and just goes, just follow on.
Follow that car.
While he finishes his
He's
his report.
espresso. He's got like a little
Proper apprentice style.
Yeah.
I was chosen to be a lawyer for Jason Statham, and here's why.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're all in the front. Tex, the cab driver's very, very quiet. Like you can see, just a flat cap. He's just going to be quiet because he doesn't add to the narrative at all. Then you
I also think the entire time it's sort of an uncomfortable silence as I'm just
awkward. Yeah.
like looking at him like through sunglasses, like just the sunglasses are sort of slightly down on my nose, so you can just see these like angry eyes just sort of staring at the side of his head the whole time.
Oh yeah, he does not look at you as a result. Like hands on wheel, sort of driving. And
He gives you one side glance, and then like a minute in, and then just back straight on the road.
and you make your way up to St Paul's Cathedral, and of course, because it's the bank holiday weekend, it is packed with tourists. Like you sort of get out maybe 1 street or 2 streets away, and you sort of make your way up, and there is thousands of tourists, loads of people with their selfie sticks, taking pictures, and you can all see this even before Jason sort of gets out of the back cab. You see a massive queue leading out of St Paul's Cathedral.
Well, I immediately get out first, open the door for Mr. Statham.
I come out first.
You do.
I push up my sunglasses.
You do.
And then I'm just going to sort of scan, start putting my hands out in case anybody is sort of, sort of just scan the area, see if anybody's approaching.
Yeah, make a roll for that. Do you want to do these hands are weapons?
Yeah, I suppose.
These hands are weapons, so yes, get an 8 or under.
You get out of the cab and you're immediately like, I'm a punch a tourist.
4.
4, fantastic. Yeah, so you if anything, you make it like a spread through the sea of people. So you are starting to make almost like
Moses.
Yeah, kind of. It's only within 6 foot around you.
Okay.
But it obviously keeps driving away, so you have to keep doing this sort of breaststroke action for quite a few minutes.
Yeah.
But it's accessible. You don't see there's any dangers or anything like that on the first glance.
Okay.
Eddie, I assume you get out as well.
Yeah, probably Statham first. Jason first. I don't keep calling him Statham. Just Statham.
He sort of turns around to you. Look, I'm on my holiday, so just call me Jason, all right?
Sorry, it's hard to get used to it. It's all different.
Look, I find it really awkward as well. But with Brexit and everything, you've got to have all your holidays at home, haven't you?
No, it's absolutely unreasonable how expensive it is over there.
But isn't England just so charming?
The spice of life, yeah, classic cottage. We know the pitch, Kaylee. Mr. Jason, sorry. Let's get you straight through this queue to the front of the crowd. Follow me. Follow Tex, actually.
Yeah, follow me. And I just sort of start pushing, more rapidly doing the breaststroke.
Straight to the front of the queue.
Okay.
Punch old ladies.
Yeah.
High schoolers just get a palm to the face.
All right. So roll a d12 again for me, Tex,
Yeah.
with a d6, and these hands are weapons.
These hands are weapons, and I got a 2 and a 1.
It is very effective. Old ladies go flying. It is like passing the Red Sea, and they're also going over. And you do make good headway almost to the head of the queue. Blake, what are you doing? You've sort of pulled up as well, and you've sort of seen all this business.
Yeah, so getting out behind them, I see all of these potential liability causes as all of these old ladies are being punched in the face.
And there you go, have at it.
But it's not by Jason, so we're fine. That's why
I just
the
want to
only
make
law we're
sure. I just
responsible
want to
for.
make sure that it never gets back to Jason. It's never traced back to him.
You see me punch a child.
A poor toddler on the father's shoulders just gets pushed off.
I like to imagine this is not the first time that we've had this issue with Tex, and I have a stack of cards in my pocket, just saying pre-printed cards.
Are they like gift cards to try and to satiate people so they don't cause up a fuss?
So on one side they just look like a business card, but what it actually says on it is, this is nothing to do with Jason Statham. And the other side has a conveniently hidden Amazon gift card in the back, and with a note in the kind of tiniest print possible saying, by validating this gift card, you agree to a non-disclosure agreement.
Funny, it's only like £5 as well.
Yeah.
It's like $3.50.
Okay, that's like a spin doctor or something. So yeah, roll your spin doctor.
That is a 10.
Ooh, okay. So I think you get out the cards and there's that awkward moment where you do like a 52 card pickup and it goes everywhere. But I mean, it is a bit of a distraction, but it's sort of around you. And sort of the further people in the queue are still getting boffed out the way and you're sort of maybe surrounded by children and old ladies going, oh, Amazon gift card back. Excuse me, young man. And they start crying at you. You seem to have dropped all your cards.
Yes, let me... hold on a minute, I'll just... I'll shuffle up as many as I can and just run. Run away from all of these lovely, kindly old ladies who are trying to interact with me so I can try and keep up with the rest of the group.
Yeah, just roll a d12, but you don't have any skills for this.
No.
D12 and D6.
At this point, I have moved on.
Yep.
3.
You managed.
Nice.
You're a bit slippery as a person. All that lawyer skill, so you managed to slip down.
Greasy, I think is the word you heard.
Hey, slippery, greasy, it's fine. But you managed to slip away, but also make it back in time to meet up with these folks at the St. Paul's Cathedral. As you sort of get there, Tex, you see this as well. There is not even a bodyguard on the door, but there's definitely a bouncer of some description. And they've got their arms folded like this, and they're like, whoa. There's a bloody queue, mate.
Don't you know who he is?
No.
Tex, don't worry about it. This is Mr. Statham. This is the renowned actor Jason Statham. He's been in so many movies, I can't even list them all. Can I try and roll on Statham law?
Yeah, of course you can.
To get us
Try and get in. You're trying to get
absolutely.
the access. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a 2.
A 2, excellent. Wait, international movie star Jason Statham.
The one and only.
Oh my good. Well, please come straight in. And then there's like a little rope thing.
Oh, it's a velvet rope.
Yeah, it's a velvet rope. And it opens. Please come in. And it ushers all 5 of you, in. And Jason sort of puts his hands in his pockets. Oh, nicely done, Eddie. Nicely done. You sort of go through, and it is beautiful and vast. But again, absolutely ram-packed with tourists, and you see even more queues. There are queues down the aisles, there are queues into the pews where you can sit, and there's even like a timer saying like how long you are staying in the thing. It is rammed.
Can I utilise my local knowledge to pull the fire alarm?
But...
You can, but I want you to describe it a little bit more in detail. How do you...
We do have arrested as one of our things, so...
So
Okay,
random.
that's fine. That's okay.
So,
That's true.
yeah. So, I slip an autographed card into the hand of the bouncer, and then I do a little shoulder bump into a door that's where the bell tower is. And so I go up there and then I just pull the fire alarm, which I know because I had a boyfriend who was a monk. So, so I was in here quite a lot in, the restricted area.
Was his bell ringing?
I was bell ringing. I was ringing someone's bell. And then I shuffle back and I close the door.
Okay, yeah, roll local knowledge then, so 7 or under, and a Jason die as well.
I have a question. What is the Jason die? What does this do?
So if you get the same number on each one, Jason does something
cool,
unpredictable.
I got a 1.
1, excellent. Yeah, so you manage just to shimmy across. It works perfectly. It's almost like an action movie. There's something always old ladies go, God's speaking to us? Oh no, it's the fire. Everyone get out. And it takes a little while, but slowly but surely people start to shuffle their way out. And so you currently, it's just you 5 in the...
With a 1, am I allowed to shut it off again?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a super success, so yes.
Cool. So I flick it on and then wait till most people are gone, then flick it off again, and I'm just like, isn't it nice and quiet in here?
There ain't much whispering in this whispering gallery. And you can see he's now got his ear to it, and there's nobody around now.
He's got his ear to a pillar, and he's like,
Very nice move, Kaylin. Give Jason the grand tour.
Jason, are you ready? Shoulder wiggle.
I suppose so. At least I didn't have to wait in those queues, I guess.
Nothing but the best for you. And I pull up her thing and I'm like, did you know that the monks in here have done all sorts of things? You would not believe what the Catholic Church is up to. And then I kick open a door and I begin shuffling up the stairs and I'm like, in 1846, this happened. But you know where the real magic is? The magic is upstairs. Here we go. And I'm opening the door and I'm doing lots of hand motions.
Yeah, gestures and all that sort of thing. Brilliant. Yeah, roll local knowledge for me then, please.
Sure. About 10 and a 4.
Alright, so you fail. Could someone roll a d6 for me, please?
4.
Alright. So, as you're starting to do this tour, Kaylee, maybe about 5 minutes into it, you know, with all the hand gestures and, like, you know, artifacts and so Jason starts to glaze over. He goes, no, this is boring. Oh, I thought a Whispering Gallery would be really cool, and all you're talking about is dead people.
That is the problem with history, Jason.
Oh.
They're all dead.
Oh, I want to go.
In Kaylee's defense, you did come in and ask to go here, so...
Yeah, I thought it'd be something different.
Well, we haven't got to the best part yet. Upstairs, the room is shaped so you can whisper into a wall and someone can hear you from the other side.
But why don't we do that in the first place?
Honey,
Come on, Galen, I'm paying you the big bucks for this. Take us there.
some people just have no nose for pacing. And I'm just like shuckle up the wall.
Blake, what are you doing at this point? You've seen people starting to at the left, and you've seen this sort of tours. So it seems to be all right, but again, you know, Jason's always a bit of a liability.
So, as we all head up, having just had a bit of a fire alarm scare,
Yep.
I want to keep an eye out for any security guards who might take issue with this slightly odd-timed fire alarm that conveniently went off when everyone except us had left.
Exactly.
Also, the fire department is on their way, so that's
Well, yeah.
One would hope.
But they'll take a bit longer than any guards who are right by the doors. So I want to make sure none of them are following us, because I don't want us to get into any trouble by going anywhere we shouldn't.
Yeah, that's perfect. Roll an eye for detail, yeah.
That's a 5, but it also matches the...
Ooh, okay. So, again, because it's quite a busy bank holiday weekend, you see some people outside held back by the velvet rope of doom. And the bouncer that was on there, they're sort of like arms crossed and sort of they're answering questions, but they keep looking back. So there is suspicion here. But it's made worse, because as you're making your way up the stairs, Jason starts going, hello, hello, and it's trying to do the whispering stuff. But because it's not whispering, he is shouting. It is reverberating around the bell of St. Paul's. So you can only imagine what it is outside, just to hear sort of the voice of God, or Cockney God, outside. Hello, hello, and there's all these old ladies going, there's someone in there. Oh, and they start to try and get back into the cathedral.
And you fully see that Tex has still got his ear up to the pillar, and he's like, it's working!
Tex, is there anything you'd like to do in this situation? You've heard, like, sort of Jason sort of speaking out, and you hear, like...
God, is that you? I've been waiting so long. No,
I've got questions.
Instead, I think Tex at this point is waiting for the fire department to arrive and try and get Jason Statham out of there so he can just wrestle him away. Like, he's waiting at the door basically to sort of be like, no, you're not talking with Mr. Statham, just like push anybody
Oh, I
away
see,
that tries
yeah, you're
to
saying
approach.
no one bothers Mr. Statham just now. It's
Yeah.
You're standing at the entrance to like the tower that we've gone up there.
Yeah.
I think you should be figuring out the quickest escape for us. Preferably by smashing something.
Yeah, are there windows?
And St. Paul's, yes.
Is there one that looks more dramatic to jump out of?
Oh, yes, a big stained glass one right at the end.
That one.
Excellent. So yeah, you're maybe just planning that up. And yeah, both of you see this actually, both Blake and Tex. Two sort of priests in sort of very beautiful robes sort of come in and they're sort of like, oh, I'm so sorry, we thought no one else was in here. We've actually got a private party coming in just now. We had to evacuate the whole place for this.
The whole place apart from you guys, the fire alarm went off. Why aren't you outside?
No. And as you sort of around, this huge man comes in, instantly recognisable as, what was his name?
The Wesley Sniper?
No, as The Rock. I don't know why I wrote it down. Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock, formerly known as Dwayne.
Yes, this man behind it in cool shades.
I think it's formerly, like...
Yeah.
No, as in, like, previously known as...
He's not...
So he's not actually known as Dwayne anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should instead pronounce his name like you would pronounce Kanye. Dwayne Johnson.
Is that Dwayne the Rock?
So Dwayne Johnson is sort of stood there, like, waiting around, like, and looking at his watch, and said, yes, unfortunately, Mr. Rock actually booked out St. Paul's Cathedral and did ask for no one to be here, so it's,
Well, forgive me, but no one at the door told us such things. They were perfectly happy to let us in, and no one since, until you have just mentioned it right now, but that seems rather late notice. I mean, I think we deserve to have a few hours' notice rather than a couple of seconds.
And I would like a refund.
yeah, law. Fuck it, we'll go with law.
Right. Is a 6.
And you start reeling off like different like acts and sections and stuff, and you just see these two sort of priests like, oh, I'm so terribly, and then clearly they're volunteers. They're not like, big high up people, but you're sufficiently, both of you, are distracting them just for now. Meanwhile, in the top of the Whispering Gallery, you just hear Jason going, "Hello, I don't know if is it working?"
Oh, Jason, I can hear you all the way over here. You okay?
I want you to roll for that. I don't.
Were you not convinced
Not
by
really.
my voice?
I mean, that's a 4 or under.
Okay.
Oh.
3.
Oh, good. Oh, I was worried you wouldn't hear me then.
No, it's like magic.
It's sublime, Jason. It's absolutely, undoubtedly sublime.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, I've worked out this a lot. And he's less bored as a result of that action. You do hear a bit of commotion downstairs, and conveniently, the Whispering Gallery has a bit where you can look over, so maybe you two both look over. Jason has not yet looked over. He's too busy shouting hello and how are you quite loudly around the thing. And you can both see it is his bitter ex-rival, The Rock, has just appeared, and you know if Jason sees The Rock, they'll be hell to play thanks to the last Fast and Furious film.
I would like to suggest that because obviously this is what Catholic monks do when they're here.
Of course, yeah.
Is they actually, there's a secret way out. Mm. So there's like a secret monk's path that's supposed to like bring you closer to God and also tone you mentally. And that is to use the bell rope. And so, because of my extreme sports background, from all those years of cheerleading, or something, netball, hockey, who knows?
Netball, hockey.
It's extreme.
Extremist of sports.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jason, are you ready to get out of here? Because I have a treat for you. And I'm doing the shoulder thing. Back in the day, the monks, they had a special technique for getting out of here, and you're gonna love it. It's loud, it's bombastic, it's totally Jason.
It's totally Jason. I'm ready. What is it?
Well, first, you know there's a good way to add to this whole situation. And I point to his pocket.
What is in my pocket?
I'm hoping it's drugs.
Oh, there'll be definitely drugs in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's a holiday, yeah.
Yeah, he's got cocaine in his pocket. I'm going to encourage him to take some cocaine, and then we're going to jump down the bell ringing.
How far away am I?
You're still sort of engaging with the thing, but you can hear like there's commotion upstairs. But you're sort of busy, both of you. I think because you're trying to help, say no one disturbs. We've got we've got a few hours for this and stuff. So you probably can hear there's commotion, but you're not sure what's
I
going on.
think you and I have the same thing.
I think we do.
So I encourage him to take a bump. Mm-hmm. And I will also take a bump because, we're friends, we're doing this together. And then we will jump down the belfry.
Where is Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
He's sort of in the entrance to St. Paul's Cathedral at this point.
At this point, I try and... Do I see them in the belfry?
You probably
You hear the bell.
Yeah, you're hearing the bell, and maybe you look up and you can see some shadows, but they're very indistinct.
I'm just going to try and get Dwayne The Rock Johnson's attention. And start going on about WWE at him.
You should challenge
Nice.
him.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that?
Actually, first off, can I approach him and try to do like the Predator, like muscular handshake thing?
Sure.
The meme.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, do these hands,
These hands are weapons.
Yeah.
That is shit.
What was it?
9.
There's almost like a moment where you go to it and then your ego sort of and you go no. It's like almost like a force field. All his aviator glasses are cooler than yours. It's like yeah.
He has more shoulder than you do.
He's just a pure shoulder.
Tex was approaching, being like, I'm gonna, sort of take this. I'm gonna try and distract him.
You're going to go mano-a-mano.
Yeah. Eventually, he's just the closer he gets, the more he feels an affront to his very fragile masculinity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Until he's just gonna go up and tap him on the shoulder and say, "You a big man then?"
Strong choice.
Sorry, was I talking to you?
You are now.
It'll get his aviators down.
He does this exact same
move.
like same time.
Mirror. You want to go, punk?
I want to go. I think there's a reason you ain't in wrestling anymore.
He cracks both shoulders, being one big shoulder himself.
Yeah.
And
I think this entire time, like every time he does something, like Tex is trying to do the exact same thing, but bigger and more macho.
and then I guess, do you throw the first punch? Like he's waiting, like sort of ready to sort of.
Yeah, just straight in.
Nice. So we'll get to you in a sec. So back to you guys at the top. Eddie, is there anything you'd like to do? Like you see, like you hear this plan about going down the belfry and stuff like that. Are you...
So that bump is not going to be enough. And then he pulls out a much larger bag. Come on, everyone, get in here. We're going to need a lot more for this plan to be, I think, exciting for Jason on his holiday. You know.
I fucking love you. All right.
No problem.
All right. Do narcotics. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
A 6 exactly, and it matches. So I succeed, and it goes crazy.
I like it.
Oh,
Okay.
get that down, ya.
All he does. Are you? Maybe you two go and try to be like, nah, mine, and takes the whole bag almost over his head, and so you just got like it's in a brown paper bag. Like he's got the eyes, and he's just red eyes out of the bag. And he goes, right, I'm fucking ready, and he gets up on top of the gallery sort of thing, and he's like, belfry. Tries to jump for it. Yeah, and he sort of slides down. But as he does so, the top part of St. Paul's Cathedral cracks and falls. He's okay, because the track we didn't chose was dead, but my god, like a very sacred part of St. Paul's Cathedral is broken and he's liable for criminal damage.
That seems like
Someone roll me a d6 for me, please. And tell me what they get.
6.
All right. 3 points on the arrested track.
Oh, no.
And it is a cacophony of noise. Maybe if you were outside, you see the old ladies going, God has forsaken us! As half this rubble comes down, people are fleeing, their bits of pew broken down, and as you're starting to have this fight, you've got to do the first punch just behind you. It's like, and the rock goes, what the fuck was that?
I think we both turn around slowly, the dust like parts.
And Jason sort of looks up and makes out and goes, you. Fucking hate you! And he's got the bag on still. He's like,
Like as a hat.
it's a hat as a face. It's a weird combination right now. Blake, what would you like to do?
Yeah. So, a chunk of an old building has just fallen down, and that's slightly Jason's fault, or completely Jason's fault.
You saw shadows up there. They were sort of whispering, and then suddenly this white pounder was in the air, and then Jason just fell. It's
I feel the best option here is to try and get him out before anyone realises he was the one who did this. So instead, I'm going to try and, presumably with that loud noise, there's some members or like a security guard or something going towards the noise.
yeah, you maybe have a look around and see all the priests in their sort of robes, and maybe one or two sort of bouncer type people sort of like wandering around and then telling people to get back and then start to invade. Maybe you hear like sirens coming in.
Yeah.
Not only fire engines, because of the previous sort of fire alarm that went off, but also police, maybe a terrorist unit, maybe a helicopter. There's a lot happening just now.
So I'm going to grab the person who looks most in charge within, like, the people who work actually at the cathedral.
Okay.
And just go, terrible shame that. I mean, very old building, think collapses like that. Those could be very dangerous. You really better be careful on your maintenance up there in the future.
Okay, I'm guessing that's a law technically, right? Or are you going for...
I was actually going spin doctor.
Spin doctor, perfect. Yeah, go for spin doctor.
Yeah, 2.
Maybe you reach out and you grab someone and you're, oh no, it's a choir boy, that won't do. And you get like sort of an older sort of a lady who seems to be like the head of the St. Paul's Cathedral Committee. That's the thing.
It's always a woman in a cardigan who's the head of the committee.
Beatrice.
Paul's PTA.
Exactly. And she says, oh yes, it's very, very bad. I'll have to tell Ethel, we can't have the Sunday bake sale.
Yes,
no
you
more."
definitely need to get the, you definitely need to get the committee onto this. I mean, accidents like that, you know, people could get hurt. It could be on you.
And as like people could get hurt, you just see like Tex like, throwing a punch and like Dwayne the Rock Johnson just smashes against the bell and there's like dong in the background.
Nice. Do these weapons are also weapons? Because I like using the bell as another weapon. I like that.
It fails though.
So there's a bung. The rock sort of comes again and goes, nah, mate. Nah. And then does the same thing for you, and you sort of go full whack into it. And the reverberation makes you stress. So can you move 1 point of stability
Yeah.
into adrenaline for me?
Okay.
Because that was a very ballsy move trying to get around. And Beatrice is talking to you, Blake. It's like, oh, but we've not had our PTA meeting for, it's not due for another 2 weeks.
Well, maybe. I mean, I know you must have a conservation committee here. They must be concerned with things like this, I'm sure.
When Beryl broke her hip, we all put in a collection for her.
Yes, I mean, you might be able to start doing some of the repairs by a collection, but it might need to be a bit of a bigger scale collection than just round to the committee.
Oh, no, I don't, okay. Well, we could jack up the prices to another 100% because it's very expensive. I don't know if you paid to come in, but it's like...
It's so expensive.
Do for me another spin doctor roll for me, see how you're doing.
5, yeah.
5, perfect. Yeah, so you've sort of scared this woman enough to maybe bring forward the PTA meeting till tonight. So and they will sort out both. So you think any sort of blame that Jason has from this has been sort of completely shifted?
I'm also hoping that some of the rubble that fell has concealed some of the white powder that's scattered around with it.
It looked part of the decor.
Yeah.
What are you guys
I feel
doing?
like at this point we've made it down
Yes.
the stairs that were.
Yeah, not the rope. No.
Jason, you motherfucker! You crazy son of a bitch! I can't believe what you just did.
Oh, it was fucking amazing.
Let's head back for now.
What? Well, I've had a great time.
And then look at this place. You think you've done enough damage? You son of a
I
bitch!
just fucking
Hey, Jason.
Hey,
I'm like holding in a sort of vice grip, sort of like the rock, and I just chuck him one of the tasers, and I get out my second taser, which I did bring, and I hold it to his neck.
Let's do one more good deed for today, and then we can all head home. Throw a movie on.
this is the best fucking day ever. And then I starts tasing the rock.
Is that weapons?
Yeah, weapons are
are
weapons.
also
Yeah,
weapons?
definitely. Let's do it.
Yeah, I managed 7. So.
7, perfect. Yeah, so the Rock Johnson, he's completely out by this point. He was not man enough for Tex. So and he sort of crumples to the ground. Maybe you hide him away in one of the sort of back rooms, covered in, I don't know, cake bakes and all sorts of things.
No. I drag him into a confessional booth.
Perfect.
I put my card, like my security detail card, just in his top pocket.
I like
You
it.
traitorous bitch.
I like it. So you put it in, and you maybe shut the curtain.
And he wakes up and is like, Father, I've sinned. Fast and Furious movies, the naming system doesn't make sense, and that's on me.
And as you're sort of pulling the curtain closed here, you can see on like the neck of the rock where the taser sort of there is the obvious symbol of the Wesley sniper been burnt into his skin, knowing that he is on his side.
I quickly grab a marker
Yeah.
and I decide that this is not enough and he must be humiliated. And so I draw on his face. I give him a big silly moustache and big evil eyebrows and a goatee.
Nice.
And then I just draw a penis on his forehead.
Super.
Can Eddie come in and just dab some cocaine under his nose?
Very enjoyable.
Just on his top lip.
I like that. Yeah. All right. We'll roll. Just roll a normal D12 and a D6, but we'll do it with advantage. So obviously a lower number on the D12. See what you get.
Well, I got 2 on the first roll.
Roll again. So you never know.
I get 1. Or 3.
Very good. A work of art. Good job,
Like a
team.
photorealistic
Yeah.
penis.
Just a cross.
The shading is.
Cross-hatching.
How are you getting Jason out of a surrounded St Paul's Cathedral, which now has 2 helicopters, a whole gang of grannies outside?
So, is that window still there?
The window's still there, yeah.
I just like get a
Be there.
Can I?
No, we had removed it.
No, you're like, is it still available? Is more the question.
I'm not dating
It's
anyone,
dating
it's
the
a
other-
window.
Can I use extraction to jump out of the window and grab onto the bars of one of the helicopters and take it
Yeah?
From the ground.
from the sky.
from the window?
I'm guessing you're taking Jason with you, right?
Yeah,
I was
under
gonna-
one arm.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, roll.
Like
roll
football.
He's
Yeah.
just vibrating.
Oh no! 12.
All right. So you've got this all planned in this mind. You're like, this is going to look so fucking cool. And as you go, you actually grab Beatrice instead. And you kick out the massive explosion, and you grab and you're like, ah!
I think I drop her, like just in fear.
She falls.
She's gonna need a 2-hit replacement.
They're going to need a committee meeting for that one.
And all you see as you are flown away, sort of off to one side, is 2 legs stick out of the bush.
Oh, very nice.
So she has survived somehow, but it was a very something. You 3 see this. Jason's like, what a fucking muppet.
Jason, get over here now! And Eddie's gonna drag Jason over to the old lady. Now pick her up and walk her out of here. Just walk her. You saved her life. She fell and you caught her, and let's go.
Yes, exactly. There must be some police out there. They'll want to know what's going on. I'll just go and tell them about the notorious criminal in the confessional booth.
Absolutely, and we'll get Jason out of here.
All right, we'll start with you first. So how are you going about this? How are you spin doctoring this to the?
So I'm going to try and basically rush out.
Yep.
As if I am fleeing a scene. Like fleeing, oh no, someone's doing something really bad and I don't want to get injured. And run into a police officer and go, oh, thank you. Now, there's a man in there. I don't know what happened, but he seems to have knocked himself out in the confessional. I don't know, it got a bit crazy, but...
He was crazy!
But there's a few of us who haven't managed to get out yet. Now he's out. I think we have a chance, but if you could just try and give us a path out of here.
Fantastic. Roll spin doctor for me, please, then.
That is a 7.
Oh, just makes it. Oh, sorry, what? And you're trying to shake them. They're fully distracted by you, and slowly but surely they're starting to buy the story. Cut back to. So what's the plan with you?
This is when Jason appears,
right,
holding this old lady who's probably like broken like an arm and a rib or something. So it's pretty bad.
Quite a bit of a
but she's still alive.
I've taken some pink red lipstick, and I've given her like some little face like wounds. So she's got like a little bleedy face.
She looks even worse, fantastic. Yeah. And then Jason comes out, obviously a little bit looking like, because there's lots of people around and he's incredibly...
He's got a paper bag over his head, which is not
No, we foundationed that.
You've touched him up. Kaylee's touched him up, given him a little bit of makeup. He comes out holding this woman.
And I have a cue card with his lines on it.
Jason, do what you're known for, knock him dead.
And he's like...
Are you using any skill at all for this? Are you going to use like a...
Failed actor,
Failed actor, yeah, do that, yeah. Well, your D12 and D6.
A 1.
So Jason, it takes a moment, there's a moment where his sort of eyes close. Eddie, this one's for you.
A single tear falls in his eye.
Do not worry! I have saved the head of the St. Paul's PTA.
Incredible work!
And I'm like...
Her name is Beatrice. Looking at this.
I'm writing it on there. Yeah.
And she may be unwell, but I have saved St. Paul's Cathedral.
He is a hero. He is a hero.
Can you believe that's renowned actor Jason Statham?
International movie star Jason Statham himself.
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it.
Oh my gosh.
And there's almost like a silence over the whole crowd, and suddenly it's like with a ripple like, oh my god, it's Jason Statham. And he manages to walk out, like this again, the sea sort of parting. Beatrice, sorry. Ethel's the other one.
At this point, can I land my newly obtained helicopter at the end where the crowd parts? And just, I take off my aviators, put them on, to the top of my shirt, and like, you ready to go, Mr. Statham?
What do we do with this one?
We're airlifting her to hospital.
We're airlifting her to hospital.
Are we?
Isn't that incredible, everyone? Yeah!
Mr. Statham's using his personal transport to take this woman to hospital?
He's so kind.
What a hero!
It's got police on the side of it. Pass her over.
Passes her over.
I just chuck her in the back.
Fuck it. These hands are also weapons.
Yeah, critical 1, that's a 1.
You throw her, she just happens to land in a perfect position where her legs aren't more broken.
She lands in the recovery position.
And I assume you all get into the helicopter and it flies away. Perfect. And as that sort of scene ends...
And as we fly away, St. Paul's explodes in the back.
And no one looks back. So you see, end that scene on 1 board and 1 arrested. You did very good, actually. You didn't go up too far. Fantastic. It is now day 2. And maybe you've patched up the wall in the opposite bit. In the waiting room, there's a couch. You probably left Beatrice slightly like that. She's patched up.
So we didn't take her to hospital?
Well, she had nowhere else to go.
She went to hospital, she had her operation, now she's here,
now she's here.
Crashing.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe with a cup of tea balanced precariously on an arm thing. And you're sort of all waiting, it's now 9:05, and suddenly there's a as Jason appears through the other side of the door, making another hole. All right, chumps, day 2 of my holiday. Gah, can't wait. And he pulls out a timeout and he goes, I've seen this at the Victoria and Albert Museum.
I thought you meant timeout is in the chocolate bar.
He pulls out from the other pocket. So he pulls out the Time Out magazine and he goes, here, at the Victoria and Albert Museum, it's the chandelier exhibit. I really want to go see this. It's vital. That this will make my holiday. Eddie, don't say no.
Another museum?
I've not been to one yet.
The last
Well,
place
yeah,
was
we
a church.
It was a gallery, no? Whispering
No,
Gallery?
it's like
Okay, the Whispering Gallery is part of the Dome of St. Paul's.
It's in a cathedral.
It's called the Whispering
That's the
Gallery.
only thing I know about it
So
currently,
it's
so
called
real
a gallery because it's like a gallery you stand on. Like it's
So you can look down into the wall, and because of the shape of the building,
on the other side of the dome. You
see
can hear
the
them.
dome.
I love the fact you
Yeah.
did not. I like the fact you said that in character. You've already been. Like,
Get the timeout reference. I'm like, timeout?
But no, you
What's
get
that?
the Time Out reference as a chocolate bar.
Yeah. I think at this point, Tex's ears sort of perk up, and he sort of like his whole body. He can't, his neck's so thick that he can't really turn his neck, so his entire upper body sort of has to squidge round. And he goes, "Should I start up the helicopter, Jason?
are we not supposed to give that back to the police force?
We were meant to, yeah."
Yes, I think it would be better if we did give it back, honestly. I think we don't want to be getting into that sort of difficulty.
I'll get the limo.
There is a tube line that goes direct to there.
I mean, it's my holiday, but I don't like walking. I've not really used the tube before.
Why is that the only word you said in a posh accent? You have a normal voice, but the tube is somehow different?
You know this is an accent I put on, alright? Like, I want to be one of the people.
Very true, Jason, very true, sorry.
So,
Method acting.
the second scene is visiting the chandelier exhibit at the V&A Museum. The track I've chosen to be under threat in this scene is Sad. And you have the choice between dead, bored, or arrested. And I will tell you, bored has 1 marked in it, and arrested also has 1 marked in it as well.
I think arrested again.
Yeah,
I do.
like arrested.
Yeah, not dead. Like falling chandeliers.
For the second half, we'll move to there.
Okay.
Alright, so how are you getting there?
Before we set off,
Of course.
Blake would like to, at the mention of chandeliers and V&A, would like to do as much research as possible in the frantic few minutes to find out if there's any weird laws affecting either chandeliers or the V&A.
Or Jason Statham.
Or Jason Statham, but I assume he's relatively clued up on those, so...
Yes, so do a law check for me, please.
That's a 12.
12. It's weird. It's almost as if this exhibit has just appeared for today as a pop-up, and you can't find any laws or anything. Like, there's just nothing here. All you know is that the V&A has loads of priceless artifacts in it. That's all you sort of get from the quick 5-minute research run on your all 5 smartphones. Going across.
Maybe we shouldn't have picked arrested.
So what's the plan? How are we getting there?
I think that we're actually gonna...
I think we should walk. I think we're close. I think it's central London. We can walk to the
He
V&A.
already said he didn't want to walk.
Did he?
I don't want to walk. Eddie, look at me.
Look at you, you're a bronze god. I think you can walk anywhere.
I offer up my arms to sort of carry him.
What's that thing called? Not a pagoda. That's not the right thing. That's a thing. What was the one where you'd have people who hold up someone on a chair?
Oh, a litter.
We can get a litter for you. We'll all be underneath it. Carry you across.
That sounds fucking amazing. All right, make it happen.
Cool.
Kaylee, get one of those things.
How are you doing this, Kaylee? How are you coming up with the litter?
I actually call a local theatre company who's doing a... You know what? I call the West End and I get the litter from the Aladdin musical.
Oh,
And I get them to bring it with a couple of people to sing the Aladdin theme song.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, local knowledge then for me, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prince.
That's how everyone wants to travel.
Fabulous too.
Nice. Yeah. And it looks like they caught them in the middle of dress rehearsals or something. And
The matinee's fucking off.
and you have 50 or 60 people that have turned up because obviously you sort of sprinkled in
good.
Jason and Statham and Fast and Furious, and everyone sort of turned up. They seem to be massive Fast and Furious fans.
Have they all arrived with their CVs?
They give them into Eddie. You've got a whole stack of CVs. now.
CV's over here. Jason, can you sign some pictures and hand them out? I'll do it for you. Don't you worry.
Oh, Eddie.
So I'm going to forge some Jason signatures.
Failed actor for me then, please.
You're like, I've done this before.
Ooh, 11.
It could be Jason's
I think
signature.
he signs it J. Dot and like just no font, just J. Dot.
It gets to the point at the end you're just signing your own name. 'Cause Eddie.
Yeah.
Then they get distributed, and you maybe get some quizzical looks, but no one sort of, they're a bit like, so you get a bit of unease there.
So what's this thing called?
A litter.
So I think Tex is gonna go up to the litter and just. I know it's designed for 4 people, but these hands are weapons.
They are weapons.
And so it's just
And he's going to obliterate it.
It's just gonna lift the whole thing with
not
Jason in it. Ah, it's a success. It's a 6. Oh, 6 and 6. So Jason. No.
Hey, Prince Ali,
I love the idea that, like, so Jason's in it. He wasn't expecting this. He suddenly feels very on show. I like the idea that you start the parade and the Aladdin crew start singing the song, Jason Statham, what a grace, Amalia Bar. Jason, I don't know. Words of that effect. And they're still getting into it. And he starts going, oh, this is too much. I don't know about this. And he starts wriggling about on top, trying to get down. And it starts to get very precarious. So you have to really struggle to get to it. And he's just like, how long is this going to take? I feel really exposed up here.
I pull the curtains.
I'm very lonely.
And he's gonna climb up Tex's huge muscular leg and then a huge muscular arm to get into the
Litter.
thank you, to get into the litter with him.
Yep.
To then
Roll D12.
a 6.
Under 4. You sort of get up and you're just hanging off it now. You can't.
Jason, hold me up!
The whole thing's leaning to one
Yeah,
side.
you maybe brush like some people.
Oh, this is
like,
going to be the death of me.
As you're sort of getting up there, you just hear Jason, I'm really lonely up here. Oh, it's so sad. I wanted to see. Oh, can someone roll a d6 for me, please?
6.
Okay, Jason's very sad. As he's very lonely at the top of this litter with the curtains closed, so he can't see outside.
He was overwhelmed before I was helping.
It's like, daytime, nighttime. Just because the hell of it, you're going down Oxford Street, so it's awful. Eddie, you're still clambering on a little bit.
Please, Jason, please help me up.
How are you going to sort of like convince him to come and help you? Is there anything you want to like try and do?
You've got narcotics.
I know, but I don't want to shout, I got heroin! I don't want to shout that. We can play a fun game if I'm inside. I've got some Uno cards on me. You'll like that, right? No, Jason loves Uno. I know for a fact that he's an avid Uno player. Professional, almost. He's a failed professional Uno player. That's why I went into acting.
Fantastic.
I'm not offering a game of Uno.
Okay, Statham Law for me, please.
That is a 6.
Passes. So there's a moment, and you just see a bald head pop out. Goes, I fucking love Uno.
I know you.
Come here. He grabs your hand and pulls you up and goes, are we playing with the 0 rule and a 7 rule as well?
Let's make it a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Closes the blind behind him,
Wow.
pulls out some heroin. A little heroin kit.
Like straight up heroin?
Of how to, yeah, a little everything you need.
You just know how to pick me right up, Eddie. Roll narcotics for me. I want to see how well this is. See how well you get rid of the sadness.
Of course. That's a 5.
Pass by 1. Okay, so you remove 1 sadness as you start doing drugs.
I'm
Doing
playing
drugs.
Uno.
I'm playing Uno. So you're making your way down. You know the way to the
Yeah.
How are you trying to get this whole parade of people to the V&A?
Firstly, I have an umbrella, which is very
course.
important, which is not unfolded, and I'm holding it in the sky as I lead people along the street. And the second is that I'm actually going through stores.
Nice.
So I'm leading everybody like down the stairs through John Lewis and then up.
Out like a fire exit, up a fire like escape to like the 3rd floor.
Song going off
On the
the whole
roof at one
time.
point.
Yeah, and then down into the underground, but we
like
never
going-
go in, we
You're like
just
going
go
through,
round.
are you going through like Ripley's Believe It or Not?
I
Yeah.
think it's just part of it. They're like, wow, this is a really good. I can't believe it.
wow.
They only paid like a £5 for entry. Is that Jason Statham?
Every so often you hear, oh no! So you're using the umbrella. All right, I'd say use follow me as a rule.
Sure.
See how quickly you can get to the V&A.
Not quickly. 10.
Your inner tour guide takes over. and it takes
I'm like, there's so much fascinating
so
stuff
it takes
here.
like the whole morning to get there, but you do get there eventually. In the meantime, what are you two doing? What are you doing?
Holding this thing
Oh God,
the whole time.
slowly getting.
I've got an itch on my face. I've had it for about half an hour, and I'm being told about the history of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Not the
Does sound bad.
yeah, like the building, not the actual stuff. So
Fantastic. Roll these hands are weapons because you're trying to hold it up. Let's see
okay.
how well you're coping.
Yeah, so that's a 4.
Is that plus your adrenaline?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so you're like, and you're actually using the time to the music to go like, had to house it onto one hand, so you're moving it out on the other, and you're doing it.
Scratch your face a bit.
Basketball spin it. Yeah.
Oh no!
Just flying everywhere inside.
Blake, what are you doing in the
So-
meantime?
After a while of this seemingly very full of adrenaline Aladdin cast who are not shutting up and not leaving us alone, after a while just turn round and yell, "Right, all of you, if you don't stop following us now, I will start issuing cease and desist orders."
Yes.
Super. All
Music
right,
time is over.
law for me, please.
Prince Alu.
Oh,
It's a 9.
nice, straight on. So yeah, I think in that demeanour, you just hit that high point in the song where they finish, and you're like, right, get out, and they're like, no. And they're like, could someone say, Mr. Stath, say he's my favourite, like he's my all-time.
I'm sorry, but I think you'll have to wait for that one. He's very busy, he's on a schedule, and you've been annoying him all morning.
And behind, oh no.
That's the 4th game in a row. Oh, you're driving me crazy, Jason. But one more rematch.
And so with that roll, they luckily go away, and you're left with this litter. Poor Tex is now like, ah! But thankfully, you're within like 200 meters of the V&A.
Oh yeah, you can see his like aviators are sort of at an angle, slowly sliding off one side of his face.
Sweat is
Yeah,
just...
yeah, sweat all down him, and he's just like with his nose and his mouth. He's just trying to move his face to get his aviators back on, still swaying. Yeah, sort of oscillating.
Fantastic. And as you get to the V&A, and you park up, maybe Tex, you just go, like sort of a very macho sort of thing, but like, oh, the veins are popping out of your muscles, so you need to shake them off. Eddie, you look out as well, and you all see the V&A entrance, and next to it there is a big picture of a chandelier exhibit opening tomorrow. But next to it is opening today. It is a priceless but grim memo mori on display. It is a symbol of death that's on display. It is a big rock shaped like Jason Statham with a noose. And everyone's around it taking pictures of it. And all of you know this, that Jason would hate to see this. It looks too much like him.
Can I walk up to where the noose is and just tear the noose off?
Oh, yeah, sure. These hands are weapons.
It's 12.
You're not doing anything stupid. You're not pulling the noose over your own head and killing yourself. No.
Yeah.
But it is. You're suddenly attracting a lot of attention because this is a priceless artifact. Then you take another adrenaline on top of that.
Yep.
You were causing a lot of scene for it. And Jason looks out and goes, "What the fuck is that? Oh, that's really upsetting." Can someone roll another d6 for me, please?
3.
So he's on 4 sad. Oh, I just want to see chandeliers.
We'll see what we can do, right?
Blake, rustle someone up.
Absolutely. I'll go and find someone at the help desk.
Yep.
A lady with a clipboard.
Absolutely. And just go, there seems to have been some mistake. We were clearly told that the chandelier exhibition would definitely be opening today rather than tomorrow, and we made the trip all the way here just for that. Would it be possible in any way to get a private, quick view of it instead?
I think law probably, because you're trying to get the details and it's not been out. Or eye for detail. One of those two.
I'd say eye for detail.
Okay.
Go for it.
It's a 9.
9. The lady on the desk on the clipboard got a big bun, really big stylish glasses. Which I'm so sorry, but I don't know where you got your dates from. But as you can see, we've got Memo Moria on today. The chandelier exhibit is not open till tomorrow.
So I'll kind of glare at her a little as I walk away, but come back and go, well, she's not having it. I don't know where he got the impression it was already open, but...
Jason, who told you it'll be open today? The Time magazine.
He pulls out the Time magazine. Look! And actually what you see inside it is like a cellophane copy where it says Chandelier Exhibit definitely not Wesley Sniper organised kiss. V&A.
Jason,
What?
look, I think this isn't actually an advert for the chandelier exhibit. It's a message from your arch nemesis, the Wesley Sniper. Look.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that before. I just thought the time out had gone downhill. Wow.
Well, you know what is within a minute's walk of here that is amazing?
Oh, you're gonna tell me. I can't wait.
It's a natural history museum. There's bionic dinosaurs. You're gonna love it. And I'm shouldering.
Sure.
There's actually a really lovely crepe place across the road. We can go there for a savoury crepe.
Do local knowledge for me, please.
Sure. It's a 10.
I fucking hate bionic dinosaurs. You know they're like one of my pet hates, along with
My only fear!
along with electronic rabbits.
That's a private fear. That's not a... That's
I
not
shouldn't have said that out loud, really.
So it's okay. I did already know. Jason.
I push over the memento mori.
Oh, brilliant. With your hands?
Again, in the background of the scene, just
With your hands. All
Yeah.
right, these hands are weapons.
7 and 6.
So 7 plus the 2.
Oh no, that's with the 2.
Perfect, yeah. And like the whole crowd is like, oh no, but it is completely destroyed. And there's just like an empty sort of carapace where it is.
And I go,
This is performance art.
damn it, you got there like 1 second before me. I was right there.
So you say that, and there's silence. What do you three do? Like, Jason is like, sort of like, ow, bionic dinosaur. He's not seen any of this yet.
Yeah, I'm like, it's so introspective. It really speaks to me. You know who would know a lot about this? Jason Statham.
Who?
Fuck you. He's really understood the human condition.
No, I think if there's anyone in all their movies who's shown the most variety over time and increase in skill, even though he started at such a great height, it's Jason Statham. I think that is true. I think everyone can agree with me.
He got range. Shot it from the
He's
back.
got the range.
Blake, are you doing anything to help sort of the scene? They're sort of like, oh, this would be great for Jason Statham just to appear right now.
I'm leaving them for the crowd management. I think they have a good grasp on the crowd management. If the lady with the clipboard is coming over because an exhibition's been destroyed.
Yeah, so the lady's like, oh, excuse me. And then it's like sort of coming over and it's just getting out like several phones and maybe...
Yes, I think you should wait just a minute. I mean, you might have noticed, as we have mentioned, Jason Statham, you might have noticed, this bears a striking similarity to him.
I hold it up by the noose.
And if you were to say, for example, that there was this misfortunate accident where it fell over, and that the blame might have been directed towards associates of his, then we may be able to rebuttal by saying that this is unlicensed use of his image and we will sue.
Fantastic. Law for me, please.
9. So
9.
just on.
Nice. There's a moment when the lady goes, "Ugh, I'm not paid enough for this.
I'm not paid anything.
Look, if you can somehow spin this into something positive for the V&A, that's fine. Maybe I can get you into the Chandelier Museum, but only if you spin it and make lots of money, like the gift shop. And you see in the gift shop, there's thousands of little Jason Statham's with nooses on them.
Run to the gift shop.
Yeah.
I grab some money off you. The card, and I buy just like a load of vases, like armfuls and armfuls of glass vases, and I give them out to everybody. And I'm like, you know what Jason Statham's amazing at? Smashing vases. And I get him to like, I'm like, Jason, we've got an activity for you.
Oh, I fucking love activities. What is this? What have you got for me?
So, we all know that destructive play is very important.
It is very
Nurtures
important.
the soul.
They said that on Fast and Furious 6.
It was a superb line.
It was.
These lovely people, they have some vases that they need to be demolished. And you're the only person who can do it. And I get him to stand on the plinth where the thing was, and I give a soft hiff a vase at him so he can smash it with his fist.
Extreme sports.
Yay!
Let's do it.
Natural one.
So it goes super well and he goes crazy.
So, to explain all this, Jason looks very sort of worried about how, he's had a very sad morning and pepped up by playing like Uno
And all the drugs.
and all the drugs, and now he's like surrounded by what he thinks is hallucinations with people throwing vases at him. So you throw the first one, and he goes whoop-ah! And fuck yeah. Then all these people start doing it, and he starts punching them, but to the point he can't stop. You run out of vases, and he goes, I need more things to punch! And he starts punching people.
Yeah!
Okay, can I do extraction and I'm just going to try and like hold him back?
Extraction, but I need someone else to roll me a d6, please.
Oh.
Let's see what he did for 5, so it rounds up to 2.
So Henry and I both rolled the same dice from the same company, and we both got 5.
Incredible. That's extraction.
Yeah.
Let's go, Tex.
That is a 6, so that's just enough.
Just enough. So yeah, you managed to wade in. Maybe you take a couple of punches yourself.
Is it the dice matching? Because the dice did match. He just had to add the 2 because he rolled.
Yeah, because that was a 4 and a 4 plus 2 from adrenaline.
You know, I've never had that come out. Fuck it, for the sake of it, it does match.
If it shows the same number as the D12.
Oh, right, yeah.
There we go.
There you go, it
Good
did
to know.
match.
It's never happened before. We're going to do it that way. Brilliant. You grab him, and I guess what would happen? I'm just trying to think what would happen.
You pull him through the gift shop. He sees the tiny millions of himself.
Just punches
Ready
me.
to be smashed.
I like that. I'll do that. So you pull him back. You're like, no, Jason, don't do it. And you turn around and you just see a sea of people buying these memory memorial sort of things. The small kid you punched earlier has 5 of them. And it's just like, oh no, this is awful. Someone roll a d6 for me, please.
1.
Okay, I'll tell you, he's on 5 out of 8 for sad. Ow! Oh, this is dumb. And he starts having a tantrum, like, it's like, he's on the verge, but you've got him in the gift shop of the B&A.
Yeah, I'm just going to like put him under one arm and start marching towards the chandelier exhibit.
Everyone, you just had the monumental pleasure of seeing Jason Statham himself at the V&A, at the gift shop. He broke your vase, he punched your face. You're welcome, you're welcome. Buy a lot of merch, and we'll see you next Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious 8, Return to Jurassic World. Goodbye, everyone.
Statham Law for me, please.
That is an 8 exactly.
Oh, there was a stunned silence going, oh, that was Jason Statham. Oh, he was so good in Fates of the Furious. I loved Crank too, etc. And you sort of leave a sort of an audience who's sort of like not sure what happened, but they're quite pleased with the overall experience. So you make it towards the chandelier.
Modern art.
It is.
Performance art is always a bit confusing.
That is true. So you made it sort of to the entrance of the chandelier exhibit. What are you two doing, Kaylee and Blake?
Everything seems relatively under control.
Yeah, you sort of survey your work. Yeah.
Yes. We make sure. Well, we've got all of these customers going straight to the gift shop. I hope that will clear up the little bit of mess here, and we will sweep up all of these fragments of vase, which I'd like to point out we did also pay for. So the money was going straight back to the museum. So you haven't really lost much, and you've got all of these customers funneled straight into the gift shop, where I think you will see they are very excited to buy all of your... What was it? Those Jason Statham lookalikes that you've got in there.
The death symbols, yeah.
Yes, I seem a lot more keen on those now.
I don't give a fuck. My shift ends in like 5 minutes.
That's good enough for me.
Wow. You can see behind this whole place is covered in glass, and it's beautiful. And if you've ever been to the V&A, there's a beautiful sort of like glass chandelier S-type colour thing over the top of her, and it's held precariously up there. She sort of looks up and goes, well, if Jason really wants to look at any exhibit, maybe start with that one. If you need me, don't bother trying finding me. And then just sort of walks off. And again,
If you need me, don't.
and does not add to the narrative ever again. Maybe you sort of push past the curtain where it says opening tomorrow, Rex, with Jason Underground, like sad. You look in. There is no chandeliers in this room at all. It looks like it's not been prepared or anything. And there's a big sign in the middle saying chandelier exhibit. Got ya, sucker. And then WS on it.
I kick the sign, flip the sign over, and I write spectrally invisible chandeliers on it. So it's the fact is that you have to it's the light. The chandeliers are so amazing, they reflect the light so they're almost invisible. But then I describe them in vivid detail. I'm like, oh, you can just see it, can't you? It's got this bit and this bit, like it's there, but it's
Ooh,
not.
so like an emperor's new clothes type thing. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, do local knowledge for me. I quite like that.
Invisible chandeliers with a 7, which is yes.
Deep sigh of relief.
That was just a yes.
There's a moment where like Jason sort of like screws his face up, and you're like, no, and you do the whole thing. Maybe you do like put on some whale music, and
Yeah.
like and you explain, and like, here's the first exhibit, blah blah blah. You maybe take like an hour or so, and slowly Jason's like, oh yeah, I totally can see it. Cool. It's fucking beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this one's based on Fast and Furious 7. Look at the cars and like
Yeah.
This one's based on the Transporter movies. What are the chances?
What are the chances?
This one's based on Crank.
I don't get this art.
And for that, I'll give off 2 sad. God, this was a great idea I had going to the chandelier exhibit at the V&I. God, can I go to the gift shop? They say the gift shop's the best place to buy merch, and I want to make sure I get something for me mum.
You certainly can. Do you know what Jason Statham's mum likes?
Yeah, bring them chandeliers.
Cool. Of which there are none in this thing.
No, that was the one at the entrance.
So you're looking for a chandelier, probably, because for your mother?
Oh, yes. No one says no to Mama Statham.
Big Mama Statham, yeah.
Well, we know that Big Mama Statham likes the chandeliers, so we could get some piece of crap cat from the gift shop.
Now,
Or,
or
now hear me out, or it's gonna be a significant hit to the funds, but we could buy her something from this exhibit, or, because these are maybe a little too priceless.
get to the point, Eddie.
Okay. That lovely chandelier in the entrance when we came in. How nice would that look in a huge hallway?
Oh, in the Statham estate? Yeah. Oh, she'd fucking love that.
She could build her own room for it. The chandelier room, we'll call it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. How are we gonna get it then?
You just head on home. I'll sort it out for you.
No. I can
Oh.
help. I can help.
Okay, come on with me then.
Sweet. Do you need me to catch it? I'm very good with my hands.
You can carry it.
I'll give you a boost.
These hands are weapons. You're gonna
That's a weapon.
host
I'm
them
going to
up.
hold Jason Statham up to allow him to
Get it? Yeah.
get the
I see.
chandelier. And that's 12.
I mean, even when we were 12, like, it was never going to happen. You pull him up, and he sort of gets up. He's actually quite a short man. He gets up, maybe you're about 12 feet. This thing is like 50 feet up on top of you. And he's like, I don't think I can reach it. And he starts like moving his feet, like trying to, again, a bit similar to how the litter was at it. And you're like, like passing them from hand to hand, very precariously.
Yeah.
You find an employee,
Yes.
you give them a credit card.
How much would the chandelier cost, the one in the hallway there?
The chandelier? It's priceless. It's not for sale.
Well, I got Jason Statham, you know, the character actor? Renowned worldwide character actor Jason Statham. You're familiar?
I don't watch films. I only read books.
He's written a couple of books too. A fantastic author. He's got a way with words.
What are some of its titles? I might have read them.
How to Be Fast, Part 1. Part 2 coming next July. How to Be Furious, Part 1, 2, and 3. You can also buy the trilogy of all 3 parts together. It's a very long read, but very good for your soul. He also has a couple others, How to Character Act, How to Become Renowned Worldwide. You familiar? You said you read books. You must have read these. They're number 1 on the New York Times bestsellers list.
Roll Stephen Law for me, please.
9. No.
You're listing off all these different titles. Some you think are true, some you don't. This like young teenage girl who's clearly like a sassy like shop girl. It's like, I don't like your tone, and you're getting very stressed out from it. Put one stability into adrenaline for me as you're like, trying to overwhelm this girl who's clearly not in charge.
Yeah.
Blake, what are you doing at this point?
So I will have gone over with Eddie and just I appreciate this isn't something that is up for an easy discussion. I was wondering perhaps whether there was a curator around who we might be able to discuss such a potentially staggering transaction with.
I'm sure I can get someone, but I think they're going to say the same thing, that it's not for sale, it's absolutely priceless.
Well, I mean, potentially you don't want money, but we may be able to find some kind of suitable substitute for the hall, which means we could then display this chandelier in such a prominent location elsewhere.
Whilst this is happening, I shoot the fixing.
It's gonna break.
No, the fixing.
Yeah, but the chandelier's just gonna...
What do you think?
I'm not a smart man.
These weapons are also weapons.
That's a 6.
That's a 6, so a success. I'm going to ask what Kaylee's up to before this happens.
Sure. I think Annie's maybe just like having a panic attack in response.
It's just very hard playing a lawyer when someone's breaking a chandelier.
And just straight up, like, well, it's like, we'll put it on display, it's gonna be great. Like, puts Jason Statham down with one hand, gets out, like,
The taser, two tasers
Oh, no,
together.
like a gun.
An
Like,
actual
just-
gun.
Just a revolver.
Yeah, like a Texan revolver, fans the hammer, just bang, bang, bang.
I think that me and Jason, like after he's realised that he can't reach the thing, I think Jason and I are in the gift shop. We're like looking at books and like picking out scarves and stuff, and just like quite quietly having this sort of nice conversation about what his mother's colouring is and what he thinks she might like.
Okay.
And if he doesn't like this, maybe we'll go to the Science Museum and there's like astronaut food in packages and things.
I don't think she'd like that. And as that happens, you just hear, are you going to try and catch
Yep.
it? Brilliant. These hands are also weapons.
Yeah. Hey, 4.
You catch it. There's a moment where you're like, oh! Everyone else looks at you, but you've caught it. Like, it's unwieldy and huge. You have no idea how you're going to get out of the door. But it's not broken. You've not broken anything else. You're like, I've done it.
I got it, Mr. Statham.
And you two turn around like, fuck. You see this?
And he's going to pull out a credit card, the company credit card, and just hand it to this girl who obviously doesn't care. Charge us whatever. And then turn around.
Charge us whatever, take some for yourself.
So what are you doing, Kaylee? You said Jason sort of looked around at the same time you do, but you were going to do something.
I was just like, oh jeez, I was gonna do, oh my god, that man stealing that chandelier. If only Jason Statham was here to save it. Maybe there's a better place this could be, like in a private conservation collection that belongs to Jason Statham.
What are you talking about? He's with us.
Yeah, he said, I've got it for you, Mr. Statham, and I was like, well, that plan goes out the window.
You can see that Tex is now like when you see a dog go across a bridge but it can't get its stick through,
The doorway, yeah.
through the doorway kind of thing, but it's just he's trying to like at different angles move the chandelier to get it through the door.
I think that I'm like, Jason, he's gonna need that other door open. It's gonna take some brute force.
I'm fucking great at brute force, mate.
I know you are.
Oh.
darling.
Alright. He rushes in to help. Do extraction for me, please.
Oh yeah, that's actually surprisingly. Extraction is surprisingly fitting, I feel. That is a 4.
Cool, perfect.
Yeah, +2. Oh no, sorry, that's an
nice.
8. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
As Jason bounds to go and help you, you're just like, fuck it, you won't mind. You throw it out, shears off like both sides of the glass. Glass goes everywhere, and it sort of ends up basically with the place where the Jason Statham statue was, but it's now in the shape of Jason, ironically, with like a glass noose around it. Like, it's amazing. And he's like, oh no, you've ruined the chandelier for me, Ma, and I'm now sad again. Someone roll a d6.
That's a 3. Oh no, I think... Is that us?
No,
so
two,
sorry,
two more
sir.
slot stuff.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, this day's rubbish.
I decide that this horse has bolted. As far as the V&A
When did it bolt?
I think as soon as Conrad sat down at the table, actually,
What's the plan now?
I grab Jason Statham by the hand, and I'm like,
Oh, familiar.
familiar, and I'm like, I've got just a thing, you're gonna love it. And I bring him to the Science Museum,
Ow.
and we go into the IMAX cinema,
Ow.
where you go through like space and things fly at you.
Ah.
And bring the chandelier.
No, it's now a symbol of Jason's ruin.
Oh right.
It's broken.
Have I stopped from bringing it? Like I start bringing it?
Please no.
All right.
It would be
Put that
best.
down.
I just put it down where the statue was.
Like, you've done enough.
I think you've done enough damage for today, Tex.
Maybe just go back to the bodyguard detail for a bit.
All right, sorry.
Aviators on, pistol up.
Yeah, the images go on just to hide the fact that like tears are welling up. He was just trying to help.
You helped yourself to oppress the chandelier, which you then broke.
I helped Jason Statham to oppress the chandelier.
That is true. So, as rounding off this scene, what is the film that's playing on the IMAX? That's what I want to know.
I think it's an under the sea film, and it's about a turtle who is rehabilitated, and he gets to go back to the ocean. And so, like, the finale is the turtle, like, swimming away with, like, lots of little jellyfish sort of, like, mystically floating by, and Jason Statham's there, like, putting his hands out, experiencing the jellyfish in 3D.
Okay, I'm going to say, because it's a combination of, like, dragging him to the Science Museum, the Nature Museum, and all that sort of thing, it's a follow me.
Sure. This is 6. At the end of the film, you find out that it's a conservation film, and the turtle gets caught in a plastic drinks ring and dies at the end.
But it's a 6, though. You got follow me.
You succeeded.
No, I got an 8.
Oh, I see. I thought you said a 6 and a dice.
My bad.
No, that's my bad.
So I failed. It's about turtle who dies at the end, and he's like, I'm loving this. I love this turtle. And it's like, and he dies.
All right, someone roll me a d6 for me, please.
That's a 3.
3. Okay, got one more slot. It gets to the point where Jason's like, ow, I just want to go home. Get in the litter. Ow, not even Uno could cheer me up right now.
We'll have a better day tomorrow. We'll pick somewhere fun to go where there's things to do.
Can I try and give him a hug to cheer him up a bit?
Oh, yeah, definitely. D12.
There's nothing like a hug from a lawyer.
Oh,
There is nothing like a hug from a lawyer.
Describe the hug for me, please, Blake.
So, as he gets to the end of the film and clearly gone from all of this awe and wonder to suddenly being very sad, I just sort of put a comforting arm on his shoulder and just bring his head around and just it's okay. It's okay. This film is to help that never happen again. It'll be fine.
Oh, but he was just having a great time.
I know.
And then he died. Your shoulder is damp.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, because that was quite sweet. Yeah, one back as a result of that. Good job. And we end the scene. So currently, in terms of tracks, 1 on board, 6 on sad, and 3 on arrested.
Will our team of skilled operatives ensure that international superstar Jason Statham has a nice bank holiday weekend? Will they be able to thwart Wesley Snipers' efforts? Or will Jason end up bored? Will he end up arrested? Will he end up dead? Or sad? Or a combination of all 4? Find out next time on What Am I Rolling? The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded, and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's players were Naomi Clark, Annie Howard, Conrad Leeton Gray, and Henry Rapley. This episode's RPG was Jason Statham's Big Vacation, a one-page role-playing game created by game designer Grant Howitt. Jason Statham's Big Vacation is available as a pay-what-you-want-for product on the Rowan, Rook, and Descartes website. That's rowanrookandescartes.com. You can find out more information about Grant's other projects and one-shots on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/GSHowitt. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon, or twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at WAIR_podcast for latest news on upcoming episodes. And remember, adventurers need not apply.